love it. I love doing that bit like that. Right, I'm back for a little pool video now. As many of you might know, I bought a sand filter, which is over on my left here. I'll show you that in a minute. I've got a little clip up of that. And we'll do another video. We'll go through some settings on that, the filtration, how it works, how it filters, how it backwashes, on-off switches, etc. That will be in another video, so keep an eye out for that one. Meanwhile, I'll show you what came in the kit. Now, what came in the kit with the sand filter was an extra nozzle, a bigger nozzle. What you normally get with your small Intex pumps is this sort of thing. That's your inlet, a little pipe like that, and a little nozzle like that. I think if you upgrade your Intex pump from one I did, you get a little tiny pump, and you go up the sides, and you get that there. It's got a little screw on the end, there's nothing in there, it's just another one, but it's the same as the other one really, plain, nothing. If you upgrade to a sand filter, you get one of these, let me just show you. And you get this little nozzle there, can you see that? Moves about. If you watch some of my other videos, you'll see that I've cut a skimmer in. A lot of people in America do it, not so much in the UK. These above ground pools are miles more popular in America because of the amount of space they've got and the weather they've got. But these pools are also good, popular in the UK, but not as much as in America. But what they all do over there now, they all fill these skimmers, the Hayward skimmers for some reason. These are the top one in America. I bought a slightly cheaper one. I'll put a link below to my one. I've also done a video on that skimmer. It's absolutely brilliant. It's cheaper than the Hayward one. The delivery is a little bit long, so I think it comes from China. Amazon, I'll put a link below. It is the nuts. It sucks off all the bugs and debris off the top of the surface. You still need to hoover the bottom. That's another story for another day, another video. What this does, the inlet pumps water into the pool, runs it round to the skimmer. But the problem is with these inlets, I'll switch it on in a minute and show you, it only diverts one way. And so what I've been doing, I've been 3D printing some little nozzles. I'll take it off in a minute and show you what I've done. First of all, let's put the pump on. So we're on filter there. I'll switch this on. What we've got is this. That little nozzle there. And if you look, it's directing it into the middle of the pool. It's not really spinning it around to the side, it's just going into the middle. So it's not really directing it to the skimmer there. It's just pushing it into the middle. But what you really want, you want it angled that way, right? You want the water to go around here. So the flies and bugs go round the pool into the skimmer. So I come up with the idea of making, 3D printing a little adapter. I've done some trial ones in PLA. The real ones will be in PETG, PETG, because it's more susceptible to wet weather and heat. So that's coming through the post the other day. But I've just done some trial ones in PLA. I have noticed on, I did see a post the other day on a forum or Facebook where someone had done something in PLA and it had been in this pool for 4 years. So it does last okay, PLA, but you are better off with PETG. I'm going to turn the pump off and show you what I've done and show you how it fits. And I'll show you the process I've gone through, and then we're going to look at the final result. Well, there's the actual nozzle you fit to your pool. This comes through with your sander filter, which is your standard one. You have a look inside that. Now, the plan was to first of all make something to clip in there. And then as you can see, it's brittle and it broke. The idea was that's going to clip in, but it's still rotate, nothing's going to stop it spinning. That just snapped. No good. Then I thought I'd come up with a plan. I'll do a basic push fit pipe, which was a bit loose, scrap. Don't know what that one is. I come up with another one. So what I did, if you look inside there, you can see you've got these 4 little prongs. So I came up with something like that, with little cutouts which would go in there and rotate, but the angle was too steep. It would not go through the hole and turn. Scrap. Decided to make a little adapter to 3D print to sit in there. Oversized, won't fit through the hole. Made another little adapter. Thread broke. But the idea is that sits in there. If you see that, can you see that sitting in there? That sits in slots, but then that just spins. Ran out of grey, so I decided then, I got the thread right. I think that's 32mm thread. And I've got these little notches there. You can see those notches. And the idea is it slots in there, and then it sits in there. You can see that better actually with the black. Okay. But nothing stops that moving. So when I put that on with the pipe, the water just pushed it back like this. Come out with another brainwave the other day. Look at this. This is the final version. If you're interested, let me know, because I may make this available on my Etsy channel. So if you see that, this is the final version, 32mm thread. A larger flange there with little nozzle cutouts there. That sits in there. Notches on, so it can't rotate. I just spin it, and it sits in flush. So you see that? Little bits there sit into these little slots. It goes in there, turns. Alright, then you add on your pipe. I've done a couple of them. Then you add on your pipe like so, which is threaded. That screws onto this. Nope, wrong end. Let's get that right. That screws onto there. I've got two of these actually. One's better. That one or that one. Let's have a little look. I think I prefer the angle of that. Both the same, pretty much the same angle really. They're pretty much the same. Use that slightly longer one. You can get adapters that fit on the end of there inside the pole. They do sell them on Amazon, but then it means you just take this on, keep this off. I like the idea of keeping that on, so it's nice and close and neat. And then you can add this pipe here. What happens is you screw that up. That tightens it up. The next model will be out of PETG, and it will be square or a nut shape, so you can actually grip it. Cause at the moment you've got nothing to grip that with. But then you've got a nozzle like that. You can aim that where you want. But it doesn't move if you look, because that sits there. Once it's locked, that's not going anywhere. So the angle of this is the angle it stays at. Watch. I'll show you. Follow me. What we do is screw that on. This won't move, so you can put any adapter. You can 3D print different threads in there. I can fit and make different types of these. Once you've got this adapter in there, I can make different shapes of these. You can have this going up in the air like this. You can make that longer with a fountain on it. You can go that way, go down at the bottom. I'll show you. Let's go and switch it on. I'll show you what we can do. Now, if you look, that's shooting that way now. Shooting all the bugs. Watch. It's now shooting all the bugs and flies around the pool. Comes down to the skimmer. You have it like that. So you see that? You can have it like that. Have it down like that. You can even aim it to the bottom to agitate the surface like that. Or if you want, you can go the other direction. See these bugs coming past, look? This is the way you want it. So you want it going this way. Like so. Just like that. And you'll see those flies and bugs, see that? Look. And then the flies and bugs are spinning round, going round. And there you can see them. What you can do, you can adjust, because this skimmer, I've got this one on as well, I can adjust that. Is that open? Yeah, it's full open. It's full open, but you can just close that one down a bit. And I can make sure this one's full up open, so to get more suction in there. Brilliant. Look at that. love it. I love doing that bit like that. There you go. If you're interested in one of these adapters, let me know. I can make it available for sale on Etsy. What I'll be doing, I'll be selling initially just this part here, which is bespoke design for these. Now it needs to be this size. It needs to be the one with the larger sand pump, this Intex sand pumps, and you need to have this nozzle with these little 4 little pegs sitting outside. I think that's 13mm diameter. I'll put a comment below. I'll measure this up. I think it's 32mm. And like I say, that sits in there. It'll be in PETG, which is pretty good in water and pretty good in the wet, pretty good in the heat. And at a later date, I'll be making a lot of different types of these. This is your standard nozzle to turn the water around, and I'll be making longer ones, shorter ones, straight ones. I plan to make some fanned out ones with some holes in, etc. for fountains and stuff like that. So if you're interested, let me know. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe for many more videos, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.